Just about done painting the floor here. Been having some more problems with my eyes, so it's been really tough to finally finish this up and get it done and start, getting shit done, crossing stuff off the list. But with the way everything's set up, I literally had to sort of paint myself inside of here, kind of. So I'm sort of waiting for paint to dry and waiting for that to pass along. Once it dries, I'll probably go home. Whatnot, but I figure in the meantime, I might as well do a picking video. I do have an interesting one for you today. This is going to be the first IC core that I've picked. I'm sure you guys have heard it best. And those ones are pretty tricky. I don't really pick those too often. I don't really like picking them too often. But this one's a Sargent, and it makes it interesting because, best their control key, the one that pulls the interchangeable core out, is totally, all the cuts are different. The entire shear line's incompatible. Then you have Corbin Russ one, where it's just the center 4. And then this one is a Sargent, which is just the center 2. So I figured this might be an opportunity to sort of build up on my IC core skills, which gotta say are a little lackluster, and my Sargent skills, which are really lackluster. Not very good at picking Sargents. I think I have picked this one once, but I can't remember it, so I can't claim to do it. I also can't promise a gut tonight because I don't know if I'm going to get it to control or if I'm going to get it to operating. If I get it to operating, great, got it open. If I get it to control, we'll gut it and see what's inside. All IC cores are master keyed, usually with 3 keys, but sometimes just to master and control only. As in terms of locksmithing and in terms of entry, it is actually more useful to get it to control, because then you can figure out which keys go to what, but you're not always that lucky. So let's get right along to it here. I'll show you what I got going on. Let me talk a little more about IC cores, because I don't know if you guys completely understand. So what I mean by incompatible shear lines is you can have 2 different keys. So you can have one that looks like that, right? You can also have one that looks like this. So let's call this one C for control, and let's call this one M for master. So when you're picking, you're trying to pick the pins to the shear line. And when you have 2 different keys that are doing 2 different things, you can pick this pin to control, and that pin to the master, and that pin to the control, and that pin to the master, and that pin to the control, and nothing will happen. You will not be able to, let me get you guys in a little closer. You won't be able to open the lock, and it won't be into control. You don't know what you're doing inside of there. You don't know what the key looks like. So you have to pick them all either to control, or you have to pick them all into master. There is no mix and match. There is no in between. So let's say that the control key cuts there is 7, 5, 3, 2, 8. That should make it a 5 pin. And then the control key is 4, 2, 6, 5, 3, right? So with Sargents, let's make this one a 6 pin actually. So with Sargents, because they're all going to be 6 pin, the middle two are the two that determine the IC. So in this case, for Sargent's, it would actually be 42, 42, sorry, 3, 2, 6, 5, and let's do 3, 2, 3, 2. So this is actually going to be control, and this one's going to be master. This is for best. So that's where all of them are different. This is for Sargent. I already misspelled it. Sargent. So you're dealing with different things here. But basically, these two on Sargent are the big ones. So you can pick them all to 4-2, 3-2, and if you pick it to 6-5, it will open it'll open as an operating. If you pick it to 3-2, then it'll open as a control. If you pick it to 3-5, nothing will happen. And if you pick it to 6-2, if you pick it to 6-2, nothing will happen. So you have to either pick it to 3-2 or you have to pick it to 6-5. There is no in between. There is no room for error. Because you don't know the key and you don't know what the bitting is, and it's very hard to know exactly how high you're lifting inside of the lock, it makes it very difficult to do ICs. It's a lot of guesswork. Another quirk with Sargent's is that on almost every single other kind of lock, the control is to the right. With Sargent, it's to the left. So it's like it's reversed. You turn everything backwards. So I'm actually going to tension this guy counterclockwise. Let's do it like that. So I'm going to tension this guy counterclockwise because I still want to have a shot at getting into control. If I pick it clockwise, I won't have a shot at getting it into control. As usual, I like to start from the back. So 6, nothing happening. 5, nothing happening. 4, nothing happening. 3, 2, 2 is binding. 2 clicked. So 2 is on a shear line, and it's going to be operating and control shear line because only the middle 2 count. 1 is binding. And the core moved just a little tiny bit. That's good, that's feedback. Go in the back again, there's 5. I may have overset 5. The thing with Sargent's is they are a very high tolerance lock. The difference between a cut, between say a 2 and a 3 cut, is 10,000ths of an inch. The standard for Schleg is 15,000ths of an inch, and the standard for Quickset is either 21 or 27,000ths of an inch. So that just goes to show that this is a higher tolerance lock than average. Let's see, I'm not getting much feedback. I might have overset 5. I'm going to slack up on some tension and just sort of try to bounce the pins down. Looks like number 3 is giving me something. That was something. It dropped a whole bunch of other stuff though. That was 1. Let's start again. There's 4. Really, really tight. Now I kind of got nothing going on again. I don't really have an exact idea on tension or why I'm doing such a heavy tension, but it seems to be giving me some good feedback, so I think I'm going to stick with it. But it looks like oversetting is becoming a problem. I'm trying to lighten up on tension and sort of scoop some of these pins down again. Tried to lose everything, but so I think what's happening right now is I'm on an incompatible shear line. There's no guarantee I can ever get this lock open, just because I don't know what the key is. You know, I don't want microscopic eyes that can see or X-ray eyes that can see the shear line of every pin. So I'm just sort of guessing, making educated guesses on what exactly is going on there, strictly by what I can feel with my pick. So that just moved over. That was interesting. Let's see what this one's doing. Sorry, I just bumped you guys. So at least something's on the control shear line just by the way it's cocked over. Gotta leave 6 alone. Gotta leave 5 alone. That was 4. One's good, one's chilling. So I think 2 and 3 are gonna be my biggest hurdles right now, and that's open. So one thing I can do, if I'm really determined to get this to control, is I can look down that keyway with the flashlight and see the cuts of the pins on what the operating was. Let's see if I can't do that for you guys, get you in a little closer. So you see the pins right there? So you just look really down. Those little, you know, those scopes that the doctors have to look down your ear, those are pretty nifty for trying to get in there, but I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. But yeah, I might look at it and maybe come back to this lock and try to get it going on a control. That way we can take it. Yeehaw. Just dropped you guys, sorry about that. Yeah, we'll try to get a control out of it eventually. Not tonight. Am I upside down? I'm upside down. There you go. Did you guys like that red? I'm still gonna post it, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's a Sargent IC. Sargent IC, I think that's gonna be a good stepping stone. And then move up to Corbin's, which have the 4 IC chambers, so the 4 incompatible shear lines, and then Best has 6 and 7 incompatible shear lines, so that's going to make things even tougher, you know. So just keep on advancing. So I can get that one to operating, and I could actually really feel what was going on, but it was still kind of fuzzy. So I think I need more Sargent ICs and to keep on practicing them. So those are a tough one. You know, you'll see a lot of stuff in lock sport where you know, on all the forums and shit, where they're just trying to figure out best IC. I have heard some tell of, you know, the click feels different or this, that, and the other. I can't feel that, but maybe in the future I will. Maybe the key is a shitload of practice. I do have this this Falcon, which is essentially a Best. I can't get jack shit out of it though. Let's see. We got U changes. I gotta be picking more Yales too. I suck at Yales. Let's see. There's a Best, and that's a wicked keyway, man. Holy shit. I don't even know what kind of keyway that is. That might be like a D or an M or something. So I do have some IC stuff in here that I ought to start practicing on. Let's see. We got Everest IC. The Schleg ICs, those I can pick to control all day long, because it's not incompatible shear lines, it's just a different key that goes into it, like a differently shaped key. There's a construction core. See, I actually have the key for this one because it's construction keyed. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that one later. I have a Best housing, it's empty, I don't know where the actual core is. Obviously I picked it to control and lost the rest of it. What else do I have? I mean, I gotta have more. Yeah, I don't really have any more. I'll get more. Don't you worry. Even if I gotta buy some brand new shit, I'll buy some brand new shit. It's not that big of a deal. But yep. I think I'll leave it at that. Paint's drying up, getting ready for the second coat, and I got a lot of organization to do. So I'll see you when I see you guys.